Hey, howdy, hey, how is everybody doing? And welcome back to Disney Daily. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you are all staying safe. Today, we continue the spooky-oriented content with one of my absolute favorite Disney villains, who I have dressed up as on numerous occasions. It is none other than the evil queen from Snow White. She is a staple Disney villain who is both loved and admired worldwide. The evil queen is both glorious and wicked, and seems to only care about one thing, which is getting rid of Snow White, so that she will be the fairest of them all. But is it that simple? Well, that's what I plan to answer as we explore the evil queen's backstory in today's video. First, let's take a look at her creation and the evolution of the character. In the early development of the queen's design, she is depicted as a much larger, frumpy character who was supposed to take on a more comical role. Creators drew her in a very similar style to that of the Silly Symphony series. Now, the creators started to pivot away from this animation style thanks to an individual named Albert Herder who suggested a more realistic look to the characters. From that point forward, Disney creators designed the evil queen as a beautiful, mysterious, and dark individual. This type of realistic yet sinister character had never really been attempted in animation before, so it was considered a risky move. Now, fun fact, did you know the early designs of the evil queen would later be used to design the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland? Now, that kind of concludes the design for the queen, but let's get into her story. As a quick refresher, those who haven't watched Snow White in a long time, basically the evil queen is depicted as a simple character with a clear motive. In the 1937 film, she starts off being jealous of her stepdaughter Snow White, and that remains the same the whole rest of the movie. However, there have been different pieces of literature that have attempted to shed more light on her character and give her more dimension and depth. Today I will focus on the novel called Fairest of All by Serena Valentino. Now, although it isn't considered canon per se, it is published by Disney Press. I want to go over this version because it is really the only source that not only makes sense, but is thorough in terms of fleshing out the evil queen's life leading up to her feeding the apple to Snow White. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. In the beginning of the book, we learn that the evil queen is the daughter of a mirror maker with a tragic upbringing. The evil queen had lost her mother at a very early age and missed her dearly. In addition to living without her mother's love, she was verbally abused by her father, who constantly told her she was ugly day in and day out. Despite her miserable upbringing, her life takes a turn for the better when the young king takes interest in her. He calls her the fairest maiden in all the land and falls in love with her. The two marry, and she quickly finds herself in a position of power. She is now a queen who is becoming accustomed to her new role, not just as a ruler, but as a stepmother to beautiful Snow White. Just when the queen thought all was right in her life, tragedy strikes. She loses the love of her life, the king, which slowly leads to her shift to a more sinister character. Many people in the kingdom say that she died the day the king was killed. She becomes more distant from those who she loved, including both Snow White and her lady-in-waiting and best friend, Verona. A magic mirror is gifted to her, which eerily has the face of her dead father. As the story is written, you can tell that the mirror just begins to corrupt her, and she begins to fixate on her looks. Every day she would ask the mirror who is the fairest in all the land, to which he would respond the same each day: "You are." That is until Verona and Snow White were seen as the fairest. This information drives the queen crazy, who is fixated on obtaining her father's approval and to hear him compliment her. The combination of isolation and obsession eventually leads to the crazed character we see in the movie. Well, that concludes this episode of Disney Daily. I hope you all learned something new, and my question for you all is, what was your favorite Halloween costume growing up? Please leave that down in the comments below. As always, thanks for being my guest here at Disney Daily. Until next time.